to do. Tell him, like, I came to bless him. Come on. And because God is the greatest power, we shall never be defeated. And because God is the greatest power, we shall never be defeated. Sing it, because God. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve the praise. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve the praise. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Say, worthy is your name. Your name is Jesus. Oh, yeah. Worthy is your name. Oh, worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Worthy is your name. And death could not hold you down. You are the reason, seated in majesty. You are the reason, King. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Worthy is your name. You're worthy. receive my sacrifice.
Worthy is
Oh, receive my sacrifice. Oh, receive my sacrifice.
you deserve
Oh, receive my sacrifice.
worthy
Oh, worthy is your name.
name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve praise. Worthy is your name.
All the other things fade away. Still there's only you. All the other things fade away. Jesus, take your place. Jesus, take your place. All I want is for you. You to be glorified. You to be lifted high. All I want is for you. You to be glorified. You to be lifted My
Bless the name of the Lord. I know there's somebody that has a praise in their belly. I know there's somebody that woke up this morning and said, God, just because you let me make it to see today, I'm going to give you everything that I've got. I know there's somebody in the house that's got to worship the Father. Somebody in the house has got to praise. Somebody in the house has got to worship. Open your mouth and shabbat him. Bless him. Give him what he's due. God, I ain't got no part, but with the voice of that, I'm going to give you glory. I might not be able to hit every note, but with everything else that's left, I'll give you praise. I'll give you praise. I'll give you praise. The Bible declares that praise is comely to the upright. It's comely, it's comely. It's comely, it's comely. It's comely, it's comely, it's comely. Surely the Lord is worthy of your praise. Surely the Lord is worthy of your praise. Bless the Lord in this place on tonight. Surely the Lord is worthy. I know somebody got a praise. I know somebody's got a praise. I know somebody's got a praise. Give him praise to us. Your body. Let me give you Bible if you don't believe me. The Bible says that everything that has breath, praise in the. That's the only qualification you need to give God praise. All you got to do is have breath in your body. And if you're anything like me, think about what the Lord has brought you from, what He brought you out of, what He brought me through to this year alone. It's enough to give Him praise. It's enough to bless His name. It's enough to go crazy. worthy, Pastor Heidi. He's so worthy. 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 What we're experiencing now is the exact reason why we need this word on tonight. It's the exact reason why we need this word on tonight. I need somebody to scream in this house, Lord, heal my perspective. Because it's always, Bishop, about the way you look at a thing. It's always about the way that you perceive a thing. I need somebody else in this building to hear, Lord, heal my perspective. Heal my perspective. It's not about the way it looks like, Pastor Heidi. It's not about what it looks like, Kiara. It's not about what it looks like, Miss Woman. It's about the way I see it.
Yes, Lord God. Yes, Lord God.
It's about the way I see it, right, Bishop. It's not about what it looks like at all. The Bible declares that the just shall live by faith. Lord, heal my perspective. If you would grab your Bibles and go with me to Mark chapter 8. I'm trying to give to you what the Lord has given to me. Mark chapter 8. I am going to be taking my particular text out of the 22nd and the 23rd verse. 22 through 27. But I kind of just want to lay some groundwork before I get started. For this particular passage of scripture, you can stand for the respect of the reading of God's word. Surely if we can stand for the judge in the courthouse, we can stand for the word of God. Is that all right?
Amen.
Mark 8, verse 22, the word of the Lord declares, and he came to Bethsaida, and they brought him a blind man, and they sought him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes, somebody say he spit on him. And when he spit on his eyes, he put his hands upon him and he asked him if he saw anything. He looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. After that, he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up. And he was restored and saw every man clearly. And he sent them away to his house, saying, neither go into the town, nor tell it to any in the town. I want to talk from the topic tonight, Lord, heal my perspective. Heal my perspective. You can have your seats. When Jesus healed the blind man and asked him if he could see, when I read this passage of this first topic, this first particular verse, my first question was, this is Jesus. How is it that he goes to heal this man, but then after spitting on him, and placing his hands over his eyes, why is it that he wasn't able to see clearly the first time? Why would Jesus, perfect theology, the perfect prophet, Son of the living God, without a spot, without a wrinkle, we're talking about Mary's baby, we're talking about the Christ himself. Why was it when he touched this blind man the first time, was he not completely healed? I had to ask myself this question, Pastor Heidi, because from what I know about Jesus, there is nothing about him that's imperfect. Let me just walk y'all through. Y'all looking at me a little bit strange. For those of you that said, well, why would she question the Bible? I'm the type of person that got questions.
Yeah, me too.
I got a lot of questions about it. And the thing about it is that God is not intimidated by anything that I could ask him, because he created me. So the reality of it is, when I read this text, I was like, why would you give me this to talk about? Why would you give me this to teach about? And furthermore, why is it that the Christ himself, upon touching this man just one time, why was he not completely healed the first time? Wow. The reality of it is, if you kind of walk through chapter 8, and I don't want to go through and hit every single verse, if you walk through chapter 8, you will see a plethora of different things going on. When you walk through chapter 8, you're going to see Jesus feed the multitude. When you walk through chapter 8, you will come upon some conversations with Jesus actually talking to the disciples and trying to get them to come to the revelation and the realization of some things. And later on, even down in the verse, when you go through chapter about 17 through 21, right before we get to this text, you'll even see Jesus ask the disciples, do you still not understand what it is that I'm trying to show you? Have you ever taught or showed somebody something over and over and over again, and it seems like they just don't get it? These disciples had literally watched Jesus just turn 4 loaves of bread into plenty to feed all of these folks. Later on, they watched him walk on water. We have watched him do all of these miracles, but they still are not able or in a position or a place to be able to perceive spiritual things. Then in the passage, it gives us just a little bit of glimpse of hope for one of them, because Jesus goes to them and asks them, who do men say that I am? And Peter, in his own fashion, by the revelation of the Christ, the Holy One said, you are Christ, Son of the living God. And he reveals something that shows Jesus that he does have the capacity to be able to see beyond what's actually in front of him. He reveals to Jesus that he does have somewhere wherewithal within himself to be able to see something beyond what he actually sees. He moved out of the natural into the supernatural and was able to tap into a revelation that could be only given by the unction of the Holy Spirit. We're talking about perspectives, perception, the way that we view and the way that we look at things. How many of us have went through life with God consistently working miracles and saving us and sparing us and delivering us and pulling us out? And every time we get back into trouble, time and time again, he is a deliverer. We were sick in our body and he healed us. We were going through things and he was a mind regulator. We were in the midst of war and he was our peace. He became all of these things to us, yet and still we came out blind just like this man. We had an ability to be able to see the hand of God without actually discerning the heart of God. We had the ability to be able to receive what he could give without fully understanding everything it was that he was trying to get us to see. Why do we worry? Why are we fearful? Why are we doubtful? Why are we full of anxiety? Why are we full of bitterness and unforgiveness? Where did this perspective come from that causes us to see Jesus do all of these things, yet still not be able to see clearly what it is that God desires for us to see? So here we have a man who is blind. They do not say whether the man has been blind since birth, or whether he became blind along in life. But one of the things about blinders is they come to cause you not to be able to see at all. And some of us, whether it is we have 20/20 vision or whether we wear glasses or not, have lived our lives blind. There have been many things in life that God has shown up to do and to be and to extend to us, but because we still had the blinders on, we could not effectively see what it is that God was trying to get us to see. I didn't expect that many amens. I brought my own. The reality of it is, we've been walking blind. The reality of it is, we have been walking blind. And the thing about being blind is sometimes, even when the healing is available to you, you can be so set in your ways and so stuck in your ways that even after the miracle, you still can't see. I know it wasn't the word that y'all was expecting. It's okay. But the reality of it is, no matter how many times, I'm coming down here because y'all look scared. The reality of it is, no matter how many times it is that God has done in disobedience. We still choose to walk in rebellion. We still choose to walk in these ways. Wow, I've been like this all my life. That's just the way I am. You know, those things that the enemy uses us to tell ourselves, oh, I've always been like this. This is just the way that I am. This is the way that God made me know the devil is alive. This is not the way that God made you. This is a culmination of life. This is a culmination of things that have happened. This is a culmination of you living outside or living in self-sufficiency. These are coping mechanisms. This is not the way that God created you to be. And so what we do is we come to God like the blind man, asking God, y'all know this beautiful prayer, circumcise my eyes. Circumcise my ears. Help me to see clearly, God, so that I can walk out your instructions. Give me the strategy. Give me the blueprint. Give me what I need, God. Whatever you say, I'll do. Wherever you say go, I'll go. That's what we tell them, Pastor Joe. We get before God because we're so desperate for a miracle that we begin to seek God and ask God of all of these beautiful things. But the reality of it is we're really not ready for what it is that we're asking for. The reality of it is the blind man wanted to be able to see, but he wasn't in position to be able to receive the miracle because he was so used to being blind. I know I'm preaching better than y'all. The reality of it is we are so used to walking blind that when the very incarnate, the very Son of God is standing before us trying to pull us into a place of perfection, we miss it. We miss it. We miss it. We miss it. We miss it because we're so stuck in our ways. We are so used to life being a certain way and doing things a certain way. We've got circles and cycles and systems that are put in place that are aiding and abetting our disruption and our rebellion and all of these other things that it is that we have going on, so where we cannot clearly see what it is that God is trying to do in us and what He's trying to do for us. How many blind men do I have in here tonight? Tell the truth about it. I'm walking blind. I'm walking blind. The reality of it is God is in position and there is nothing imperfect about Him. So if you position yourself to receive the miracle, if you position yourself for your perspective to be healed, if you position yourself for God to work the miracle, why is it that you're still blind? If there are no imperfections in the Father, why is it that you still can't see? I got a story for y'all real quick. When I was younger, I have always had 20/20 vision. I wanted to wear glasses. So what I would do was I would go to school and I would squint. So the teacher could see me squinting and call my mama and tell my mama that I can't see, so my mama could take me to go get glasses. I've always wanted to wear glasses. Why? I have no idea. Why would you want to be blind? That's the question. Y'all missed it. Why would you want to be blind? Immaturity. I was young. Let's deal with the issues of it. Let's pull it out. I was young. I wanted to wear glasses. My friend had glasses. They was cute. They had a little glitter in the side. It was gold. I was like, ooh, I want some of those. I went to the classroom. I sat in, look at me. Let me get me straight. I sat in the classroom and I was just squinting like I couldn't see nothing. So my mom said, okay, fine. She said she want glasses. I'm going to take it to the doctor. Went to the doctor, stood in there, and I'm standing back there, and I'm messing up the letters on purpose. G, F, D, K, L, M, U, all of this stuff. So the doctor said, let me talk to you for a second, Mom. He said, I don't know what the problem is, but this baby can see. She don't need no glasses, she lied. She don't need no glasses. The question is, why would anybody want to be blind? Why would you want to not be able to see? Why do we walk around with the blinders on? Because we're comfortable. Because we're complacent. Because it's easier to say that I can't see a thing. That way I don't have to be held responsible to what I do see. So I walk around in complacency and in comfortability with my glasses When I can see clearly, there's more that I have to. So what we do is we succumb and become comfortable with the blindness. We walk around in blindness, acting and pretending, just like I was, that we don't see the things that we see because it's easier on this side. But God is calling for us to have 20/20 vision in this season. It is no longer we can walk around and act like we don't see the things in other people, but not just in other people, in ours. The worst kind of deception is self-deception. The worst kind of deception is self-deception. It's okay for you to lie to somebody else, but when you start believing the lies that you tell yourself, you're in trouble. When you start believing the lies you tell to yourself, you're in trouble. When you start telling yourself that you're not capable of doing what God has called you to do, you're in trouble. When you think that you're not equipped for the job that God has called you to, you are in trouble. When you start listening to the enemy and believing the lies that he has told you in order to keep you blind. You're in trouble if you think we can't see the gifting on your life. You're in trouble if you think I can't see the anointing on your life. You're in trouble if you think I cannot see what you were created to do. But you will lie to yourself. You will lie to yourself, convincing yourself that you are something that you are not, convincing yourself that you're not capable of dealing with the warfare, telling yourself that you can't go through another season. You will lie to blind. Some of us may not be physically blind, but in the spirit we're blind. In the spirit we're blind because the Bible declares that the just shall live by faith. That the just will walk by faith and not by sight. So if I'm blind and I'm walking, that means that I cannot be walking according to what it is that I see. I've got to be led into a thing. I've got to be led to do a thing. And a lot of us allowing ourselves to be blind so that we cannot see where God is looking or taking us. We're afraid of where we may be going. Talking about walking blind. So Jesus comes to this man. And the Bible declares that he spit. I don't know about you. They say for a long time, but if you spit on me, I'm just saying, don't spit on me. The man comes to Jesus, and the first thing Jesus does is spit in his hands and places it over his eyes. Mother say, okay. He spits in his hands and he places it over the man's eyes. Now, me being a person that likes to ask questions again, why would you spit on this man? Why would you do that? But in the revelation of understanding what this text was meant to show, God was showing me that he was using this as an example to his disciples. If you go to the scripture, Mark 8, and I want to walk y'all through this. Mark 8 and 17 through 21, it says, and Jesus, aware of this, said to them, why are you discussing the fact that you have no bread? Do you not yet perceive or understand? Are your hearts hardened? So that means that it tells me that blindness is an issue of the way that you perceive and the posture of your heart. I'm going to say that again. Blindness is an issue of the way that you see a thing and the posture of your heart. If your heart is not postured to receive what the Lord desires to give you, then it's going to cause your clarity to be distorted. When Jesus laid hands on this man, he said, I see people, but they look like trees. I see people, but they look like trees. I see people, but they look helpless. I see people, but they look hopeless. I see people, but it look like ain't no help for them. I see people, but it look like they stuck in their own ways. I see people, I see them, but I don't see them the way he sees them. I see people, But God said, no, 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 no. I don't need you to see people the way that you see people. I need you to see people the way that
You better come on now.
I don't need you to see people the way that you see people. You've been walking blind all this time. Now I've worked a miracle for you to be able to see clearly, but your heart is in the way and your perspective is in the way of what it is that I truly desire to do through you. Lord, heal my perspective. I need you to heal the way that I perceive and the way that I see a thing. Because if you don't, I'll think that people are trees and I'll leave them be. I'll never be able to see the individual that you placed in my life to push me into position the way that I should see them. I'll never be able to see the people that you put in my life that I'm on assignment for the way that you desire for me to see them, as long as my perception is still. Lord, heal my perspective. So the Lord asked him, now the thing about the Lord is he really don't need to ask us that. He doesn't. So the reality of it is, if he's asking me a question, he's not asking me because he wants to know. He's asking me because it's something that I need to be able to see. What do you see? I want you to tell me what you see. Right now, I'm literally asking everybody this question. What do you see? I want you to tell me out loud. But I want you to tell me, what do you see? Look at your life. What do you see? Look at your ministry. What do you see? Because if you still see people walking around as trees, you need another touch. If you still see things look like they cannot be fixed, or that God cannot do it, or that things are in despair, or you're depressed, or you're discouraged, or you're full of fear, or you're full of anxiety, you need another touch. Lord, heal my. One of the things that we have to understand is that perspective is everything. Your life will be lived based off of the ability to be able to see clearly. You have some people that are glass half empty people. Everything looks like a half empty glass. It doesn't matter how good it may be, they're always going to see the negative about the situation. Why? Because it is a matter of perspective. It is always the way that you look at or you view what God is doing in your life. Then you have glass half full people. That means no matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstance, they are always going to be able to see a thing from the perspective of God. Why? Because they understand in his sovereignty who he is. The question is, which one of those people are you? And based off of the circumstances, the situations, the warfare, the issues, and the trials that we are faced with right now will tell us exactly who we are. What do you see? What do you see? In your children, what do you see? In your walk, in your journey, what do you see? In your marriage, what do you see? At home, what do you see? When you walk into this building, what do you see? Because everything is about perspective. And if your perspective does not get healed, then whatever it is that's been tormenting you is the lens in which you will walk through life looking through. If you are an offended person, everything that somebody says, you're going to take it to offense. You're going to find a way to be offended by everything that's being said, because that's the lens that you look through. If you are a rejected person, then everything it is that's said, you're going to take it as somebody trying to reject me in some type of way. Why? Because that's the lens that you live through. If you are an abandoned person, then every time you look around, you're going to think that somebody's trying to figure out a way to leave you behind. Why? Because that's the lens you live through. Lord, heal my perspective. Everything that we do, everything that we encounter, Everything it is that we come across has to do with the way that we look at it. And most of us have issues, problems, situations, and circumstances right now. And the only reason why we feel defeated is because our perspective told us so. We looked at a thing and made up a determination in our mind that it would never get any better than this. That I would never defeat this thing. That I'll always be struggling this way. That I'm going to be just like my mama. That I'm going to be just like my daddy. That I'm going to repeat the cycles that they repeated. Everything about everything is about the way that you look at it. And until you allow the Lord to come back another time and heal your perspective from what you see to what it is that He sees, you will continue to walk through life blind. The fact of the matter is, I'm not this smart. That's the reality of it. So if you may think that you all of that in the bag of chips, I'm not that smart. I need God. I need His perspective. Why? Because I'm human. I'm flesh. I err. I mess up. I make mistakes. I am not a perfect person or a perfect specimen, which means that my perspective is jaded, which means that I will like you today and hate you tomorrow, which means that I will hug you today and punch you in your face tomorrow. What it means is that my perspective is jaded. I'm messed up. Thank you, see. I'm not the only one. My perspective is jaded. But the reality of it is, there is a Savior. We have one that's willing to pull us out of this place of blindness so that we can see how He sees. It wasn't necessarily that the blind man wasn't healed. He was just seeing the miracle through his own perspective. While most of us are complaining about the struggle, maybe the struggle is your gift. Maybe the warfare is your gift. Maybe it is the way that God's going to use to get the glory out of your life. But you're so busy looking at the warfare as the enemy, you can't see the blessing in the warfare. You're so busy looking at it from your own perspective that you're walking blind. How many can honestly say here tonight, I'm walking blind, it's not like I need to stand to your feet? Ain't no miracles in my hand. There's nothing that I can do. But we all have to come to a place and a space and a time in our lives where we ask the Lord to heal my perspective. Because maybe you're not waiting to change my situation. Maybe you're using this situation to change me. So I need you, God, to touch me again. Because I'm still seeing men walking around as trees. I need you, God, to touch me again. The first time you healed my natural eyesight, but this time I need you to go deeper and heal in the supernatural. I need you to heal my perspective. I need you to heal the way that I see. I need you to heal the way that I feel. I need you to heal my emotions. I need you to heal my heart. I need you to heal so that I can see how you see. I need you to heal me so that I can stop being my own warfare. Because I'm warring against something that you have tried to create and mold and shape in me. And it's not until my perspective is healed that I can see clearly what you're trying to do in my life. I need you to heal my perspective. That's why you can't praise Him. That's why you can't pray. That's why you can't worship. Because your perspective is jaded. You see God working, but you can only see it through the lens that you've been living life through. So God is saying tonight, I need to touch you again. I need to touch you in this time. I need to touch you so you can see how I see. Because when you go through life, looking at everything that I've allowed you to go through my perspective, you'll always come out on the winning side. But as long as you still see men as trees, you'll always be walking blind. I need us to say it tonight. Lord, heal my perspective. Come on, say it again. Lord, heal my perspective. I want you to think about the areas in your life where you're looking at these situations, these circumstances, everything it is that's going on. And we've got to have a heart posture like David. We can't be so proud and so arrogant. I just can't believe I'm going through this again. You know, we've got to be able to look at what God is showing us and look at this is the season of exposure. Can I just say that? God is just pulling the covers off of some stuff. And it's not to embarrass you. It's not to hurt you. It's for him to heal. God reveals to heal. So if he's showing it to you, it's not to break you or to hurt your feelings. He's showing it to you because the only way that a wound can heal is if you allow it to be exposed first. As long as you still got a Band-Aid over it, it's going to say soggy and wet. And it'll never heal. But it's not until you take the Band-Aid off and allow the air to hit it to where it get exposed, to where it can actually be healed. So a lot of us are not in warfare. It's not the devil. It's not the enemy. God is just exposing some things to you for you to be able to see. And you're mad at God because he's giving you what you asked for. You asked for clarity. You asked to see. You did. I wasn't there when you prayed it, but I know that you did. You asked God, show me myself. Didn't you? I know you did. And then he showed you yourself and you got mad.
Come on now.
Why? Because you don't like what you see. I just want the Lord to just get everything out of me. I just want him to just get everything out of me. And then he starts showing you some of that stuff. And Jezebel rise up in you so good. Listen. The pride just comes sweeping through. I know that ain't nothing because it might be nothing me. I know that ain't nothing. Yes, it's you. You're rebellious, you're disobedient, you don't like to listen, you don't like instruction, you don't want nobody telling you to do nothing. But you holler, Lord, it's me, show me me. So now God can work a miracle. He done showed you what you want to see. And then he got to come back the second time and hear your perspective because you asked for a thing that you were not prepared to receive. He let you get in that relationship and showed you just how wounded you still was. Just how much that spirit of lust and perversion was still working in you. Oh, y'all ain't going to talk good, but I'm going to talk it anyway. Still working. Show me, God. Oh, I thought I was delivered from that. But some of us are just a temptation away. It's only because the opportunity ain't presented itself that you ain't failed. But the reality of it is, it's still in there. And now that you're faced with all of the things that God has put on the table, now you need your perspective healed. Because instead of you submitting to the word that God has given, you're mad with God. Because he showed you yourself. You're mad with God because he exposed some things about you. Lord, I need you now to come back and heal my perspective. Because it wasn't like the miracle wasn't done the first time the man was blind, but now he can see. He's just seeing incorrectly. You're still seeing wrong. He did what you asked him to do. You can see now. You just don't like what you see. Heal my perspective. Because if you don't heal my perspective, I'll be seeing and still be blind. I used to pray for people that didn't have no sight that they could see. Now my prayer is for people that can see but have no vision. Oh, y'all didn't get that. You can see, but you can only see everybody else. You can't see yourself. You can tell me what everybody else do. Where they go, what time they got there, when they did, but you can't tell me nothing about you. When they come to you, or you Jesus you. You're on the no wrong. But God, I need you to heal my perspective. Because the reality of it is the way that we see things is going to get us in a lot of trouble. It's not God's perspective. And it's not His will for our life. It's not. If it's you can come to the altar. If you know that it's you tonight, and you say, Lord, I really need you to heal my perspective. I really need you to heal the way that I see a thing. Because I've become my own warfare. I have. I really have. And you open my eyes to be able to see. But the reality of it is I still don't see the way that you do. And it's going to hurt me in the long run. Because now I'm warring against what I asked for. But I really, really, really need you to heal my perspective. Because what I see is going to cause me to walk away. What I see is going to cause me to leave the church. What I see is going to cause me to quit my job. What I see is going to cause me to slap somebody. What I see. What I see. And so I'm seeing God, but I need you to heal the way that I see. I need you to tweak the frequency in which I see. I don't want to see through my wounds. I don't want to see through my rejection. I don't want to see through my abandonment. I don't want to see through my anger and my rage. I don't want to see through this stuff. I want to be able to see the way that you see. That's what I want. So tonight I need you to heal my perspective. Heal the way that I see. Come on, those of you that are at the altar, I just need you to lift your hands and begin to talk to God. There's nothing magical in my hand, nothing at all. But this is about you and what it is that you see. And so the reality of it is, you've got to fight for God's perspective in your life. You have got to fight for what it is that you desire to see. You've got to fight. I don't want to see this way anymore, God. Because it's not getting me anywhere. It's not productive in my life. I need to be able to see the way that you see. There was some more people that's supposed to be up here. I'm not going to pray.
At Rebirth Apostolic Ministries today. Listen, if this feels like home for you, reach out to our main office. The number is 832-510-6699. I repeat, 832-510-6699. Let's solidify this thing and start kingdom building, because the body of Christ needs us to press them forward. God bless you.